for me, I enjoyed the more academic side of it rather than the management. Obviously, you do get a mixture of both, and both were helpful. But for me, I really loved like nutrition. We did physiology. I did equine therapy in my first year, and I also quite liked that we did a bit of animal science. So it was a bit more generalised as well. Yeah, and I really loved doing advances in equine nutrition with Steph, because Steph is an excellent teacher, and also I loved manipulation of the horse for performance with Charlotte. Again, I thought that was a really interesting course, and looking into like drugs and racing, things like that, all very hot topics in the equestrian industry. Yeah.
So after your degree then, Emily, you went on to get a job. How has your career progressed since you left us?
Well, when I first got the job, I applied just before I had handed my dissertation in and done my nutrition exam. So I ended up working there full time and revising for my nutrition exam in the meantime, but it ended up being the best grade I've ever got for an exam. Yeah, so I started off when I first applied as an office assistant, because I didn't really know at the time the different jobs in retail that you could do that weren't just working on the shop floor. Because obviously you think of working in a shop, you just think of the people that are at the front, you don't think of any of the processes that go on behind the scenes. So yeah, I started off as an office assistant, and then, so that was basically, it was a similar job to what I do now, but I have much more responsibility now. After about 6 months of just being a standard office assistant, where I just basically helped everyone, did a bit of everything, dealt with deliveries coming into the store, I then got promoted to merchandising assistant. So I'm much more involved now in the buying and merchandising team. You still have to help everybody out a bit, because it is still a fairly small business in comparison to some. So you do have to do a little bit of everything. But yeah, so I'm now working in merchandising, which is like making sure, now that we have two kind of sites, we have the shop and the warehouse, so I'm based at the warehouse, we have to make sure that the shop has enough stock on a day-to-day basis. We deal with any forward order stuff that comes in. So at the moment we've been ordering for Spring Summer 18 Harriet, Dubarry, Barber, Hunter, that kind of thing. So we like look through the catalogue, the buyer decides what he wants to get in, and then we liaise with suppliers to get that stock in, and then we create the products so they're there ready for people to buy online.
So Nailers is an all-encompassing equine company. There's lots of different elements to it, and I guess from a student's point of view, that's the kind of business that a lot of our graduates will go into, because there are so many different avenues to explore.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's that many different jobs, you know. As I say, when I first started working there, I didn't realise quite how many different avenues you could go down. But even things from, you know, social media, marketing, even things to graphic designers, again, just like general running, for example, we have digital marketing, which is to do with the sites that we advertise on. There's just that many different roles. It is quite daunting when you think about it, but also I think it's one of them where I think students should just apply on the off chance, because, as I say, when I first kind of fell into merchandising, if I was to apply for a job straight from uni, I wouldn't have thought I could do that job. But in actual fact, as long as you're driven and like have the work ethic and can learn quickly, they're more than happy to show you how to do that particular job. So yeah, again, if students don't know what a product listing assistant is, for example, which just basically means anything that you buy on the website, when you click and add it to your basket, it's people who put that online, do like the product description, image, etc. Just go ahead and apply for it.
So how did you find the whole Myerscough College experience there, Emily? And would you recommend it to other people who want to have a career in the equine industry?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think there's that many different modules that you do, including, you know, like the practical side, the academic side, and the business side. It gives you that many different options to explore. And again, with days like today and careers advice, you end up thinking there's actually so many more jobs I can do in equine, other than just, you know, going being a groom or a work rider, which there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. But a lot of people have an interest in horses, but they don't know exactly where to put that interest. So by coming to somewhere like Myerscough, where it is really supportive, the tutors are all supportive, you know, you only have to think the amount of people that want to come back to do these kind of talks and interviews. None of us have been put off and want to cast Myerscough away. Like, we enjoy coming back, it's nice to come back and see everyone.